All right, welcome back. I finished the semester already, so it's time for our usual here's what happened this semester kind of thing. I think I'll save the what's gonna happen next semester for a different video. I just kind of want to cap off. And also, I'm flying like within like 14 hours from now, so I don't have enough time to really do a long video. So, as per usual, we're going to talk about what teaching I did, how I was as a student, and how I am doing as a researcher ish. For teaching, I taught Math 101 C, which is the co-requisite course. If you don't know what a co-requisite course is, it's pretty much just two classes in one. I had to teach 4 days a week as opposed to the usual 3 days a week. I had one extra day to cover some more material. Um, I don't know if you remember, but I also worked on the curriculum development for this specific course during summer. So it's nice to see it implemented. It's nice for me to implement it myself. I wrote up like a long list of notes, like 3 whole pages that I sent to my boss, being like, here's what worked, here's what didn't work, here's what I'd like to see improve for the next time, here's what didn't work and you should probably not use. Um, so that's what happened with that. It went really well. I think my students were amazing for the most part. A lot of things happened to my students this semester, which kind of just sucks because life happens and math is just math. It's not that much more important that you gotta force yourself to do it. So things happened, and that kind of sucks. But we got through it. The 4 days a week thing was actually doable. It didn't feel too much. The one day of like day off was actually really nice and was actually very needed. So I'm glad that I had that one day. Would I do 4 days a week for next semester? Probably not. Yeah. For student stuff though, I was only taking two main courses and then I was doing a dissertation hour. So a dissertation hour is pretty much 1 hour to 6 credit hours of just you doing research during those hours. I got 3 hours of that per week because that was 3 credit hours because I need to take nine in total for the semester. So those were three of them. So I would be spending 1 hour in a meeting with my advisor. Then the 2 other hours I would be spending reading and doing some other stuff on my own. And then we just meet pretty much once a week. The other two classes that I was taking partial differential equations, Math 941. Really difficult class. Like, holy shit. It's probably the hardest math class that I've taken. And that's saying a lot because I've taken a lot of math classes. Um, we had 5 homework assignments, no exams. And everybody in the class was pretty much working on all the homeworks, like the last two homeworks specifically, together. We're allowed to work together. We were pretty much in the basement of the math building, just working from like 1 p.m. to like 5, 6, 7 p.m., just trying to get at these problems. We had 8 problems to do. I spent like 4 days of the week just doing that, and I got like 6 of them. Two of them I had no idea how to do. And even the other ones I didn't really know how to do. I kind of just used other people's thought processes and made sure that it made sense to me before I like wrote it down. Kind of glad it's over, but I also have to know it because of my comprehensive exam, which I'm gonna take next summer. Um, so that's pretty cool, pretty scary, but I survived. I actually ended up turning it in early. He pushed the due date back to today, Sunday, but I didn't want to stay on campus to do it. So I just turned it in early and was like, this is as best as I can with my mental health. You know, the last class that I took was in the educational psychology department. It was 900K, which is the qualitative methods course for like education research. And the class is pretty much designed for any and everybody that is in the grad program to take it and learn how to do a qualitative research. Qualitative is more so like words, interviews, observations, as opposed to quantitative, which is looking more so at numbers, at statistics, doing some analysis on that. This one was mostly focused on the different ways that you could be a qualitative researcher. And one of the main things for the class was a 30-page report on a proposal for a study that you're going to do. So a lot of people, like myself in the class, use the class as a way to get their dissertation proposal, their master's thesis proposal in like in a good position. and you present it, you get a lot of feedback. I got my feedback. I haven't read it. I'm going to read it once I come back from vacation. But it was a very intense class. There was a lot of reading, but I ended up learning a lot of things. It actually got my dissertation plan in check. I have a good dissertation basis now. Like I have a good first draft, and I think I'll make another separate video talking about that. But yeah, those are the three classes that I ended up taking. So the educational psychology 900K class kind of touched on the researchy bit, but for the research side of things, I went to an online conference. I spoke for about 10 minutes, just spewing words out of my mouth, being like, here's what I'm researching, here's what I'm doing, here's my questions, blah, 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 blah. And then people just kind of listened, and I was kind of aiming for like it's supposed to be for like a ideas for research kind of presentation, but I think I was the only person probably who used it as a dissertation idea proposal. So a lot of people were just like, whoa, this project is ginormous. They asked some good questions. I got a few feedback, not a lot, which was really nice. I used that feedback to help me with my 900K class, and then that 900K class helped me make my dissertation proposal in Czech. And again, I'll talk about that in a different video. But as a researcher, though, like I had a fairly strong semester. Like I went from not really having a concrete plan, idea what I'm gonna do for research. Like I had a topic, I had an idea for a question, but I needed like the groundwork, and the class that I took really helped set that path of like concrete, like here's what I'm doing, here's the things that I'm gonna ask, here are the methodologies, and here's how I'm gonna analyze the data that I do get. And so I'm really happy that that ended up happening, because I think I've gone from like a level 1 researcher now to like a level 5 out of like level 100. I think I'm like fairly leveled up now in terms of like where I am. So I'm very excited to go into the next year, the next semester, and seeing how that um, develops. It was a very fun semester. I forgot to talk about, like I usually talk about like social stuff in these videos, right? I don't know. I haven't watched any of the old ones. I'm gonna watch them like in the far future. Um, but this semester I had a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't I can't really recall much. There was like some drama here and there with my life, but I think I got it in check. It was a very fun semester overall, being in Lincoln and having fun with the new people that entered the program. Very chill people. And so, yeah, that's it for now. I think this is probably the last official video of 2022. So, thank you very much for a good year, and have a good happy holidays. Have a good happy holidays. Have a good happy new year. And I'll see y'all on the other side.